dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, ouch. What's going on, guys? I apologize for being a little tardy for the party, but this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Also, let me know where you are watching from and how you would rate the premiere episode of season 9 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And then we're going to get into it, okay? I was just also in the middle of watching Queen's Court season 2. I'm in. I don't know if I'll be recapping it, but I'm in. That's all I have to say.
Here we go now.
I keep forgetting to update our new intro to back to the old intro. But see, Danny loves this intro, right, Danny? Danny says, really love this intro. Some people weren't loving it, Danny. They were telling me at the live show they don't love that particular one. I like it. I still use the other one, but look. Anyways, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't know. It feels like Potomac was just on, but then also it feels like it's been a long time. Does that make sense? How would you guys rate this week's episode, the premiere episode of season 9? We're about to be 10 seasons in of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Can you believe it? Remember when they were the new girls on the street? Now they're like veterans at this particular point. How do you feel about the new woman, Stacy? We didn't see Kiarna. Kiarna snatched her flute, but we didn't see her. But we know that she has a flute. We met Jassy. How did you guys feel about Jassy? We didn't get a lot about Jassy, but her boyfriend is a Kansas City player, and we know they won 2 Super Bowls. Just saying. I liked her. She was pretty. I will say this, though. The confessionals for Real Housewives of Potomac. Look, wait, hold on. I got to go back. Ooh, Ashley, Mia. Who else? I'm trying to think of all the I don't really expect a lot with Giselle, but Giselle actually, in comparison to Ashley and Mia, she looked okay. She actually looked good in comparison to their confessionals. What was going on with Tyrese? I thought it was her husband too, but when they showed the picture of Jassy and her man, because she kept on saying my man, they said her boyfriend, so they're not married. Because I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, is that her husband? Just saying. But yeah, so we didn't get a lot from Jassy. She is a friend to the show this season, but okay. I'm not gonna complain. Okay, I will if we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Okay. All right, but we got no Kiarna. I guess next week. I think this week's episode really was just to introduce us to Stacy. But we also, if you remember, it felt like Kiarna got her flute pretty late in the season. I wouldn't say late, but later. So that might explain why we don't see her at the beginning. I don't know if we see her in episode 2, 3. We'll see. All right. Where are my notes? okay, before we get to our notes, you know our friends over at Factor love me and I love them, okay? Factor Meals makes it so freaking easy, especially for someone like me covering the ditty of it all. I have no time to cook. I have no time to think about cooking. I just need a meal that's good, delicious, is okay in 2 minutes, meaning that it's not gonna be watery and disgusting and not have flavor. No. Well, Factor's got us covered. They've got us covered for this season, okay? So shout out to Factor. They remind us that sweater weather pairs perfectly with savory fall foods. But with your busy schedule, sometimes it's hard to eat the way you like. That's where Factor comes in. Their chefs do the shopping and the chopping to bring you fresh, never frozen, fully cooked meals right to your doorstep. All you have to do is heat and eat. Oh, I like that. All of their meals are dietitian approved, so you know you're getting the nutrition you need along with the fall flavors you crave. It's the perfect time. It literally was a windy night here in New York City. I was like, oh, what's going on? I guess fall is here. But as you know, I love the fact that Factor Meals has multiple different types of meals because everyone doesn't have the same diet. They have Gourmet Plus, Keto, Calorie Smart, Vegan and Veggie, okay? And I love their add-ons. They have 60 plus add-ons. So of course we got you a deal. Head on over to factormeals.com/Kempire50 and use code Kempire50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code Kempire50 at factormeals.com/Kempire50 to get 50% off of your first box plus 20% off your next month. More details on Factor Meals will be available in the description. Shout out to Factor Meals for sponsoring today's recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay. So before we even get into Potomac, I just want to hear from you guys. Did you watch? It's Black Night on Sunday nights again. Yay! Black nights are back. Black nights are back. No word on when we're going to get married to medicine. No word on that. But I'm thinking once Queen's Court ends, because you could see the entire season, I think, or the good majority of the season of Queen's Court right now on Peacock. But they're playing episode by episode every week after Real Housewives of Potomac. They're not paying me, but run me a discount code something, or pay for my Peacock prescription. Just saying. But yeah, so I'm in the middle of watching the first episode of Queen's Court, and I'm in. I like London, aka Delicious from Flavor of Love. I've always loved Lisa Ray because Lisa Ray keeps it real no matter who's watching. And K. Michelle's the same. And I love the sisterhood that we see between the women. And why is there a new Bang a Gang Gang man on the show wearing a full-on suit and purple Jordans? Look. Okay. Winter says, Black Nights warm my heart. Yes, we need that on a Sunday night. We need it and Watch What Happens Live was black, except for the host. Just saying. Shanola Hampton. You remember her from Shameless? Why does she look so... She looks younger than she was on Shameless. Just saying. Anyway. Funky says, we could do without Queen's Court. Love shows never work out. Come on. Sometimes they do. I mean, the percentage is not great. But I'm hopeful. And look, because I know we have a large audience of black women that follow, I think we should talk about it. And I said to you, I like to help you guys get you a man. I'm not going to do a show about it because, you know, the legality of dating shows is too much. Just the liability of it all. But I think we should talk about it and then get dating tips, and then maybe we should invite the duo to come on to help you single, lonely people. No, I'm playing. Wait, I'm missing my button. I'm kidding. I'm single too. Not lonely, but single. I'm being facetious. Please, if you're new here and you think I'm really attacking you, I'm not. I'm being funny. Woo, 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 single woman. I'm playing. Come on, we got some single men in here too, and lonely. It's about to. It's what is it? Cuffing season right now. Did you find your a cuddle buddy? You didn't. Oh, Ariana says I should host a speed dating event. You know, one of my friends that I did a speed dating event with years ago, we met up the other day and we were talking about it. You're like, you remember when we did the speed dating? And I was like, yeah, I never did it again. It wasn't a bad experience though, but I don't think I would do it now. But I would love to host one. Let me get on that. Or maybe if you're throwing one here in New York City and you want me to host, let's get on it. I'd do it. You already know I'm planning a lot. Speaking of planning a lot, Kempire After Dark is coming to Los Angeles on November 20th. Go get your tickets today. Have you gotten your tickets? Or have you gotten your flight tickets? Because I know some of you are flying in. Come on. Let's have a good time. It's the last U.S. tour date of 2024. So go get your tickets. Meet me in L.A. All right? See you then. All right. Wait, someone on the TikTok says, yes, that's called peaceful. I mean, I like it. Anyways. Ariana says, yes, host in the DMV first. Well, if y'all DMV, I will come to DMV and host a speed dating event and mix it with the Kempire After Dark event. Come on. That would be interesting. I'd be all in your business. I will tell you this. At the Kempire After Dark New York City show, that young lady knows who she is. I did some matchmaking behind the scenes. I did some matchmaking behind the scenes. So I'm a matchmaker. Anyways, let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac, because we have taken on a whole other tangent. You guys will let me know if you want me to recap line by line, episode by episode, Queen's Court, that is now available on Peacock and is airing an episode each week after Real Housewives of Potomac. All right. Let's move. Where are my notes? Okay, here we go. All right. So how did you guys feel about the reenactment? So there was a reenactment at the beginning of this episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, because as you know, Karen Huger was in a car accident. They're referring to it as an accident and not her driving under the influence of alcohol. Okay. So, and I'm twerking on the fence now after watching Karen on Watch What Happens Live, because she's saying that this situation is still in litigation. So I don't know the rules of Maryland. For those that are from Maryland, can you tell me the rules in regards to this? Because I know in Atlanta it's different too. You can, did they test her blood? Did she do a breathalyzer? Like, I don't know. I don't know the details. So they did a reenactment. But according to Karen, there was never a deer. I would just like to be a part of the production team when y'all decided to do a reenactment. Like, how did you waited till the night it became dark on the DMV, and then you decided to get in a car and put a camera, speed and twist and turn. I didn't see a disclaimer. No deers were harmed in the reenactment, because that deer almost got ran over. Or was that a stock video or something? I'm confused. I have questions. Anyone else? I have questions. So the reenactment for me, because I heard about the reenactment and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But it was weird. It was definitely weird. Karen apparently did not see it. She saw it right before Watch What Happens Live, but I think that was filmed, recorded. Fine. Okay, then we see the group react to Karen's DUI. Ashley mentioned multiple times that this was Karen's second DUI, but I can appreciate that, because I think a lot of people may have forgotten that this was not Karen's first DUI. Yes, her first DUI was years ago, but you would think, mind you, she's spoken on the show about her DUI and how that is something that you should never do. So it's so crazy at her grown age that she would get a DUI, especially in 2024. Back in the day when, first of all, taxis were very limited. Taxis weren't picking up black folk. Not to say that you should be getting a drinking and driving anyway, but it's so easily preventable now that it's like, why would you do that? And then was a car not registered and all this stuff? So we're seeing this all at the beginning of the Real Housewives of Potomac season 9 premiere episode. So we see that Karen mentioned in the past about her DUIs on the show. So it was pretty shocking. Giselle is the first scene that we get. Giselle is in her car and she's going to pick up Karen for lunch. This is a month later. So we get the reenactment of what happened. And then we get to a month later. And apparently Karen's not driving. Giselle goes to pick her up, but before Giselle picks her up, she has a phone conversation with Ashley, where Ashley mentions this is not her first DUI. We know Ashley. Ashley's forever going to be a producer and forever going to be tacky. And more than just her fashion. Just saying. Anyways. Okay, let me sit up right here. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. They'll start to show up on your algorithm. I know there are a lot of people getting into the recap game, so you might be missing out on other content creators. So by liking the video, those content creators will show up on your Explorer page. So don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to check out our sponsors and all things Kempire in the description. Also, shout out to our King's Guards and our channel members. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join, because we just had 2 members only lives that you guys missed out on. They were good and juicy, and 2 back-to-back, just saying. Anyways, so after Giselle hangs up with Ashley, she goes to pick up Karen. Very cute. Giselle is on a redemption tour. Do I believe that Giselle has actually changed? Here's the thing, guys. If we had gotten a Giselle that was misunderstood in one season, because that happens. There are seasons for some housewives that you're like, oh, that was a bad season for them. We had a bad few seasons with Giselle, coming after people's marriages, problematic behavior, the colorism of it all, denial of colorism, refusing to see the colorism of it all. So it was, I can't forget those things. Because as the late Dr. Maya Angelou used to say, when people show you who they are the first time, you better believe them. Because we can see Giselle differently this season, and I'm definitely open to it, because for me, it's more about action than what you're telling me. But I will never forget, and I'm going to pay attention, because I feel like that old Giselle is going to creep back in. We have to remember that regular Robin is not going to be a part of the season, so she would be on an island by herself. Yes, she's friendly with Karen, but she's not deep friendly with Karen. She's always coming for Karen every single season, even behind the scenes trying to use other people to come for Karen. So do I believe that she really cares about Karen? I think on some level, but I think she would throw her under the bus. So, of course, Giselle, in this first episode, she wants to be the person to meet up with Karen first. They go out for lunch at one of Karen's favorite spots. The owner clearly knows her, has her favorite thing, wants to make sure that people know she doesn't come there and drink. Okay. So, of course, Giselle's doing her job as a producer and asking the questions. First of all, before they even get there, she's like, are you okay if we drive by the site? And I wondered to myself, because I don't live in Maryland, I wondered to myself, did they have to go by the site in order to get to the restaurant? Or was Giselle just being messy? Because I was wondering, is she trying to be a producer here and have a moment by going by the crash site? And Karen was like, yeah, no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. And then we have the deers. Again, are the deers going to be a part of the season? Okay. The deers are running out of the way. All right. Karen then says, I can't remember what particular point. It's before they actually get to the restaurant. And she's like, accidents happen. So she wants to make this whole situation with the DUI, oh, this was an accident. She's in a state of gratitude that nothing happened to her. And she made sure on Watch What Happens Live to emphasize she's happy that no one else was hurt. We all are. Because honestly, that really could have been, if someone really was harmed, this would be a lot more serious than in regards to what she could be facing. So she says accidents happen after the deer situation, and they were talking about what happened. But Giselle says she couldn't imagine something happening to Karen because who is she going to make fun of and bother and things like that. And I do believe they have a little bit of a frenemy situation going on between the two of them. Do I think that they're friends? No. Okay, not at all. I think you don't see them hanging out outside of the show. They're not friends. All right. Exactly. Kimberly says, nope, not an accident. If she got in the car intoxicated, then it's no accident. Well, Karen is refusing to talk about it. When Giselle asked her at this lunch, so when is your court date? She's like, you can read. And look, if you've been a fan of the Real Housewives of Potomac for a long time, this has always been Karen's shtick. She refuses to own anything. We have never gotten a complete answer or clear answer on anything when it comes to her marriage, Blue Eyes, anything. So we're not going to ever probably get a clear answer. Right now, she can clearly say, well, it's still in a legal situation, so she cannot talk about it. And look, realistically, is it wise for her to talk too much about it on the show, especially because it's not finalized? It might look like she's fighting it, meaning that she doesn't want to be, charged with the DUI or whatever it may be. Again, I don't know if they took blood work at the scene. I know every state handles those things a little bit differently. So, because didn't Quad get one too, and then eventually it was dismissed? So every state is different. And if you're from the Maryland, you guys can let me know what the rules are in regards to that. I don't remember if they took her blood, if they did a breathalyzer, but she was definitely charged. Didn't they say the car reeked of alcohol? I can't remember. I wish I had went back just to read all the details of what they said. I think it did, right? Didn't they say the car reeked of alcohol? Look. You guys will remind me, because I will be dropping the link for the callers to remind me of what was in the details of that. I think so. I mean, she had multiple charges, though. Okay. Exactly. Seven says that you can read, like, come on, Karen, at least have a good comeback if you're going to be passive aggressive about your DUI. She's like, you can read. All right, Karen. Yes, we all can read. That has nothing to do. Her telling us when the court case is not going to affect her court case. Will it? I don't think so. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty of what happened that night, but you do not have to not answer, like, okay, the court case is this particular date. But then Karen goes into, I've had issues with Ray. I lost my parents. And she wants to, play up the fact that, because that's where I get confused. You're fighting, let me take a sip, y'all, for my coldest water bottle. Kempire 10 for 10% off at coldest.com. You're either fighting the case or you really did drink and drive. And you drank and drive because you're emotional about your relationship with Ray. And shout out to the producers really trying to help you in your storyline. Because they're throwing back to, I don't know how many seasons ago when Ray said that he didn't love her. Okay? So it feels as if she's using her issues with Ray. I don't know if there are new issues with Ray. I'm sure he will play along with her in regards to them having new issues. And then she says, losing her parents. Yes, all of that can be real. But again, you're very lucky that you're not in prison for hurting someone. Honestly, that's what could have happened. She could be in prison right now for hurting someone. Exactly. Queen Day says, I wanted Karen to take accountability. Me too. And I don't know. I think because of the fan reaction, you will see Karen, because of fan reaction, take accountability. Thank you so much, honey, on TikTok for the gifts. I think later this season, meaning off of the show, we will see her take some sort of accountability. Honestly, if we were going to be, what's the word? If we were going to be responsible, a work environment, responsible friends of Karen this season, and I don't know, maybe it does happen during the season, I would put Karen as production. I would put Karen in a support group, or have her meet someone that has lost family to drunken drivers. Like she needs to learn her lesson and take the blows. Because she can take the blows. Anyways, when Giselle says, I always known Karen to, take care of herself and blah, 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 blah. And why did the cameraman zoom in on Karen's 2 broken nails? That ain't right. Look, why did they do that? The Potomac production is so shady. Who's the showrunner this season? I know Eric Fuller's not there anymore. Or in Atlanta. Eric's over in New York. Different production company. Anyways. But that's what I would have done. I know they can't technically, as an employer, make her do it. But I would have said, Karen, if you really want people to come around, I think that's what you should do. I think you should sit down with people that have lost loved ones to people that have drived and were under the influence of alcohol. And Natty says, just own up to it. Yeah, because, girl, you did it. See, look, Wendy says, I lost my favorite supervisor to a drunk driver, and this mofo only got 7 years probation. Do you see what I'm saying? Winter says, I definitely noticed those nails. Those shades. My thing is, if you're not paying attention, this is why I watched the episodes twice. If you're not paying attention, you would completely miss these little. Shout out to Real Housewives of Potomac production and post production, because you guys are shady. Well, a lot of them are black. I've met some of them at the Summer House Martha's Vineyard party. They're black. they got that black humor. Okay. All right. Moving on. So they discussed Stacey, the newbie, and how we know Stacey. Shout out to Vivian. Vivian has been, I've heard from my DMV sources, she's one of the women about town in Potomac. I don't know if Vivian has never really wanted to be on the show for whatever reason, or maybe she has tried and they just never connected with her. I don't know the story behind Vivian, but you've seen Vivian before. She's friends with a lot of the women, including Karen. And that's how they're sort of segueing us into Karen's connection with Stacey, the newbie. So they talk a little bit about Stacey at this, and they talk about Mia and what's been going on with Mia and Ink and Gordon. Speaking of Mia, Ink, and Gordon. So we get the scene with Mia and Gordon. They're co-parenting. I mean, I got to give it to Mia, because any other person in her position would not be in her position. Like, she's got a whole new man. She got the whole new man and her husband, because they're not divorced yet. And she's got her husband pretty much on a leash. Like, Gordon, to be the man that was the rich man, older man, he seems to have no power in that situation. No power in that situation. Like, Mia's got them, like, she really is like a pimp. Like, she's got Ink on one side, she's got Gordon on the other side. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's doing it. So Gordon is still not very happy with the situation, because he feels, although Mia in this scene wants to make it seem like, oh, I did everything that I could in our marriage. And Gordon doesn't like that. He doesn't agree with that. Gordon believes, like, no, what you should have done is separate and not involve another man. Gordon now lives in the same building as Mia. Mia makes a joke like, I can't have my sneaky links come in. And I said to myself, wait, sneaky links? Don't you have a whole new man? Because first of all, I don't think you should refer to Ink as a sneaky link if this is a full-on relationship. But I caught that. I was like, sneaky link? Okay, fine. Okay, shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter. We see you guys as well behind the scenes. Let me just move this over here. I can see all of your comments. There we go. Shout out to everyone watching there. We see you. Shout out to everyone watching on YouTube and Facebook as well. And, of course, shout out to those of you watching behind the scenes here on TikTok. TikTok, keep tapping your screens. Let's get to 5,000 likes there. Toya says, hold on. Toya says, exactly. Toya says, sneaky links with an S? I was confused, but Mia be lying, so she probably doesn't have a sneaky link at all. She seems very much in love with Ink and that relationship. Jay says, exactly. I caught that too, Kempire. Sneaky links? She said plural. I mean, she does have a history of cheating. So then there's that. I just don't know how she's able to navigate this relationship with Gordon the way that she is. I mean, part of me is like, good for her. But then another part of me is like, damn. Like, no scruples, no pride. And that leads to the final scene that we get of the Real Housewives of Potomac when the ladies sort of kind of call her out for being a little messy. And like, why are you not thinking about your children? Okay. But Gordon is concerned. He doesn't want Ink taking his son Jeremiah for haircuts and things like that. He doesn't want him to be a parental unit. And we understand why, because Gordon revealed that Mia wasn't sure who the father of Jeremiah is. So Mia's like, well, let's do a paternity test. Apparently, Gordon doesn't want to do a paternity test. And I will say this. Typically, I'd be like, well, no, Jeremiah looks like Gordon. But then I was like, Ink kind of looks like Gordon. So I don't know. But we also said that, she did that whole procedure. So it wouldn't make sense that it wouldn't be Gordon's son. But no, let's do the paternity test. I mean, Gordon, you're the one who put it out there, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to do the paternity test. I know, first of all, it's just a messy situation to be playing out on national television, but Mia is messy. Mia is messy. But Ink wants a paternity test. You think they should do it? I think they should do it, because at the end of the day, if there is any possibility that Jeremiah is Ink's, we need to make that clear, so that they can really form some sort of relationship. You need to know, God forbid, for health reasons and whatnot. But I kind of believe that Jeremiah is Gordon's. But I just never know. What if it's not Gordon's or Ink's? She's talking about sneaky links, y'all. Mia's the one talking about sneaky links, not me. Carla on my TikTok says, yes, because since Gordon put it out there. And he should be all about it. He should definitely be all about it. All right, let's move on, because we have a few more things that I want to talk about. And I want you guys to have an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts on the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9 premiere. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on any of what we've discussed so far and what you thought of the episode. Let me say thank you, because we had a couple of super chats, and we do appreciate the super chats, guys, but we have over 1,000 of you watching our recap, so like the video. It's easy. It's free. Ariana, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariana says, if you've seen Love is Blind DMV, we need help. Just dumb and ain't ish men. There we go. Thank you, Ariana. Well, you're right. look, you're right. Erica, thank you so much for the super chat. Erica says, I died when Karen called Ink DJ Applebox. I mean, you can always rely on Karen to bring the funny. Just no accountability whatsoever. All right. Let's move on from that scene. What was the next scene? Ashley. Ashley says she's finally ready to get a divorce, which is perfect timing because, as you know, she filmed that reality show with Countess Luann, Shannon Beador, and Giselle in regards to like Love Hotel or something like it's a dating show. All right. So she says that she's ready to get a divorce, and then they show scenes where she was going on dates with other men. Okay. And she said her biggest thing would be custody. She wants to have the majority of time with her children. Then she said something, rewind the tape. She says something in regards to, she's pretty sure that Michael will agree with her. They've always been in cahoots. And I feel like them staying married and playing this out as a storyline is just that. Them playing this out as a storyline for her. Because at the end of the day, Michael wants her to be able to make her own money, so that he doesn't have to pay for her. Because if she's not making her own money and she's not on the show, that means he has to pay a lot in spousal support. Look, and I know she's probably not going to get anything in the prenup, but regardless, if she's making her own money, that makes it a better opportunity for him. But that was such a short, small scene. I almost forgot about it when I rewatched the episode. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this scene. Still looking a hot mess in her confessionals and in person. At least with some of the women, they look like a hot mess in their confessionals, but they look good in person. Like Mia is one of those people. Like she'll look good in like a real scene, but then in her confessionals, I'm like, what are you doing? This is how you get dressed up? Fine. So we had that scene. Moving on. Dr. Wendy. This is another scene that was sort of like, oh, yeah, I forgot this happened too. So Dr. Wendy, when she first came onto the show, we knew she was a professor. She had all those degrees. So she has finally decided that she's going to not be a professor anymore. She's in her home. She brought all her stuff from her office, but she has to officially write her resignation letter to send to the university. So she's there with Happy Eddie, looking good, Happy Eddie. And she's just like, well, I need some space in here too. And she's sort of still on the fence about making this decision because it's been a decision. She's always still had that in the back burner. You know, over the last few seasons, Dr. Wendy has tried so many different things. So many different things in regards to what she wants to do next. But one of the things she did launch last season was her YouTube channel and her talk show that she will be premiering. I'm sure it premiered last night or is premiering today. So we're going to see her work on this. She's ready to move on. She writes the resignation letter and then she sends it. I mean, as someone that wrote a resignation letter not too long ago and left a deadbeat job, corporate job for taking a bet on myself, I was like, okay, like I can relate to that scene. And I know a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, can relate to what Dr. Wendy is going through. And if you're Nigerian, you probably can relate even more, trying to live up to your parents' expectations. And she does say that now she has to tell her mother. She's a little concerned. I'm not concerned for her telling her mother. Because I think now, after years of being on the show and other opportunities and things that she's doing, I think her mother probably is like, nah, I think you're okay. So I'm not too concerned with Dr. Wendy telling her mom. Nicole says, I like Dr. Wendy. She needs to build up her storyline more, though. I mean, look, it's the first episode. I don't know what exactly her storyline will be, if it's going to be her talk show. I don't know. I'm just glad we're away from that dark place of witchcraft and things like that. But she did say her mother might say Holy Ghost fire. So, Deborah says her show is too inconsistent. It's pretty good when it airs. Well, her show is not like our channel. Her show only airs when the season is airing, which is probably not the best thing because if you're not on the show anymore, people are not going to be checking back. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I mean, I only seen like a couple of episodes from her first season on YouTube. But look, at least she's putting effort into it. You know, some people get on YouTube and they're in the dark and the audio is terrible. Like, she's putting a lot of money into it. I'm not sure if she's getting money from it. Probably not. I've seen those views. But stop. Anyways, guys. Oh, speaking of views, don't forget, as you know, we've been covering the Diddy of it all. And Janice Combs, Diddy's mother, broke her silence over the weekend in an exclusive statement to a local news network, which was interesting. Not to a People magazine, not to a major outlet, but to a local to her in Miami, news outlet. A statement. Well, we gave you the exclusive statement. Our mods will post it in the description for those that may have missed it because I did post it a little early today. So be sure to check out what Diddy's mama had to say. That's been always a very interesting relationship. But we'll talk about that at another time. We've done quite a lot of conversation about Diddy. All right. Jean says, whoa, Janice. I don't believe Janice even wrote that statement, but anyways, let me take a sip from my coldest water bottle. How y'all feeling today? Happy Monday. I'm a little achy. My body's a little achy. For those that were on my TikTok last night, I was like, oh, I did a little something yesterday. I don't know what I did. I'm getting older. Look, getting older. All right. Lavender says people don't want that story. Damn. All right. Okay. Okay, Jenna says, okay, local because that's where she lives and it affects her the most. All right. Funky says that statement was cringe. Philly John says, I thought the statement was presented well. Yeah, because Philly John, you being an attorney, It was written probably by her attorney and publicist. It wasn't her. All right, let me get back to this. Let me get back to the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I didn't even look at the rating. Let me look over here. Let me look at the rating that you guys are giving this episode so far. All right, not bad for the premiere episode with over 745 votes. We have over 1,000 of you watching, though. How would you rate this episode? Vote in the live chat poll if you're watching on YouTube. 59% of you give it between a 7 and 10. I definitely would give it a 7. I'm probably going to give this episode a 7 for me. Just because I felt it was okay. Because even after watching it a second time, I'm not going back and say, oh, that was such a good episode, I want to watch it again. There's not a lot of Housewives like that. I thought it was a decent episode. I probably would give it a safe 7. But we'll see how the rest of the season goes. All right. Let's move on. So Dr. Wendy wrote her resignation letter. Get it. Karen goes to Vivian's boutique. Have you guys, any of you been to Vivian's boutique? And Karen, it's not lost on me the shade that you said, oh, she opened a boutique in the local mall. I was like, is that shade? Have you guys been to Vivian's boutique? How are the quality of the dresses? They looked beautiful. This is where we're introduced to Stacey. So Stacey comes in. What did you think of Stacey so far? I kind of like Stacey. Stacey, why did you leave QVC? You are perfect for QVC. I completely understand why you're on QVC. And we need more black women on QVC. But I get it. This is probably a better paycheck, honestly. But I think you could do both. But she was in Philly. And she moved back to the DMV because apparently what we find out in the scene, she's been separated from her husband, her German businessman, for a year. But Karen, being a true housewife and a producer, points it out to Vivian. Poor Vivian's sort of like, okay, I see she's trying to set something up. And it was a little awkward in the setup. Because she says to her, like, oh, where's her big rock? I feel like it was a production thing. Like, they wanted to call it out. Because it's not like she just took off her ring. So she's been separated for a year. So she mentions it, that they've been separated for a year. Okay. I mean, look, and they were together. Stacey and her German businessman, they have a daughter, and they were together. Exactly. Winter says Stacey's voice gives QVC. It does. Like, it's perfect for QVC. I'm like, girl, like, that's your calling. Look, that's your calling. Esther says, what's wrong with the mall? I don't think there's anything wrong with the mall, but it was the way Karen said it. And she has a boutique in the local mall. I was like, and then look at her face when she said it. I was like, was that shade? Look, what's that shade? Okay. The boutique looked nice. The dresses look nice. But, that's not my demographic. Rachel says that Stacey seems very pageant, but that also seems like who she is. Exactly. Like, for me, it didn't feel like she was putting on. I don't dislike and I don't necessarily love Stacey yet because, again, it's only the first episode. But from what she gave, she seemed sweet. She seemed genuine. She already was giving us a full update on her relationship. She's separated after being married to this man for 16 years. They have a daughter. And then she gets a little shady. Well, I don't think she's being shady. I think she was actually being genuine. They start drinking champagne, and she says to Karen, is it okay? Are you uncomfortable with us drinking champagne in front of you? And Karen's just like, Karen, I think it was actually pretty sweet of Stacey to say that. Because sometimes people feel uncomfortable. I don't think that, do you think that Stacey was being shady? Because I think everyone views what happened as, well, does Karen have a drinking problem? Karen says that she's not drinking because of the medication because she did hurt herself. She hurt her foot, she hurt her ribs in the accident. And if you're a person of a particular age, you don't heal that quickly. Look, as a, but I thought she was being genuine. I thought Stacey was being genuine by saying that. Okay. So that was a cute little scene. They also talk about Giselle throwing this hatitude party. And you saw the invitation that Giselle threw. Please don't have production. I know Giselle is an OG, but she can never throw an event. All the events feel bootleg. Oh, I forgot Candace is not there anymore. Because remember last season, we finally got an event that gave us money? Did you guys miss Candace? I saw some people say, I didn't even notice that she wasn't there. I also heard some people say, oh, this kind of felt empty without Candace. I'll tell you this. I felt okay. But thinking about the fact that they're filming the season and Candace is pregnant, I told you, I feel like I want to see that process because I feel like that's going to be such a different Candace. We've always known Candace as being, her mama's child, all of this stuff, and getting at the women, getting them together. I still think she would get them together. But I also understand why she decided not to do the show because it's not a safe environment for a woman that's pregnant, which is unfortunate. But part of me is sort of like, I'd like to see that because I feel like she would be different in a lot of ways. And especially because she's talked about, I don't know if I'm ready to have kids. And now she's actually having a kid. I still want to see that. I still wish that they had chronicled it, even if it was separate from the show in a safe space. And they were definitely open to it because I saw them talking about it on TikTok. They were definitely open to it. I guess Bravo never offered it to them. Because I would have loved to see that, even if it was like 4 episodes. And they could have filmed it because there was a little bit of a lapse in time in regards to us getting any Housewives shows. That would have been nice to have. Someone on my TikTok said they missed Regular Robin. Did you guys? I didn't even think about mentioning Regular Robin. I didn't even notice that Regular Robin wasn't there. But like I said, I didn't really notice Candace wasn't there either. And I was okay. But then when people pointed it out, I was like, well, yeah, Candace is pregnant. I don't know what Regular Robin's doing right now. Is she still married to that man? I'm sure they will be talking about the season on Reasonably or the Two Broke Girls podcast. So I'm sure she will be trending with something that she has to say about the ladies, right? I'm sure. Oh, hey, Teresa says, I missed Robin. I like Robin. Creme Brulee says, Robin who? Ariana says, I miss Candace. Okay. All right. Look, all right. All right, this Hatitude party. Let's talk about this Hatitude. I will never understand why they would have a fashion-related event and make Giselle the person to oversee it. And honestly, Giselle throwing this party and then giving the rules, and I was like, this is so awkward. This is not giving what it's supposed to give. It didn't feel like an actual event that was thrown. It felt like, okay, we've gathered the ladies for a group event. Remember, was it last season? Was it last season or the season before? I think it was maybe the season before. I can't keep up. Maybe the season before when Karen hosted that group event, the first episode. That's what we needed. But I get it. Karen had a lot of other things going on. Giselle can't host a thing. And she's a Virgo. And as a Virgo, I feel like she should be able to really be able to put an event together. That didn't feel like it was put together. This hat party, the theme, and well, you're going to wear a taco hat or a thing and hat if you give any attitude. Please don't ever do a Hatitude party again with Giselle hosting. I was like, this is stupid. And don't make Ashley do it either, because she's tacky. But Ashley shows up. I will say this. This was. I don't know if funny is the right word, but she shows up with a, what did she call it? A bounce back basket that included Uber gift cards for Karen. I mean, look, look, you get a DUI, you getting an Uber gift card. Don't let one of my friends get a DUI. You're getting an Uber gift card. Just saying. But they didn't even present it to her. Like, why didn't we get that moment on camera? Like, Karen, this is what I have for you. Why didn't we get that on camera? That was ridiculous. We had a whole little thing. Anyways. Giselle does mention, she already starting to set us up for the conversation that she's going to have with Dr. Wendy Asefo in regards to moving forward. As you know, they've had a rough patch. We'll run with it. They've had a rough patch, Giselle and Wendy. So she said she did extend the invitation to Wendy. Wendy looked great. Jassy looked great. They had a premiere party last night. Not last night. Was it last night? Over the weekend or something. They had a premiere party for the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I saw pictures on Twitter. I shared it. My thing is Jacqueline. You know, Jacqueline's back. I'm okay with Jacqueline coming back. I don't mind Jacqueline. I know that Jacqueline's real friends, has years of history with Mia. I'm fine with her coming back. Mia arrives though with Jassy, not with Jacqueline. Fine. So at this event, hey Adrian. Adrian says we do not claim. I knew one of y'all were gonna say it. We do not claim Giselle. She's the worst kind of Virgo, all attitude and mouth, but can't deliver. Honestly, I've never met a Virgo like her. I'm like, what the hell? Anyways, I say all that to say. Oh wait, let me drop the call-in link for our members first. So if you if you AA, I don't drink, y'all. Let me put the call-in link for the not the live chat, the members. So if you're a Royal Court member, I'm dropping the call-in link for you on the community tab right now. Okay. Okay, Royal Court members, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you next. Team Kempire members, I'll be dropping the call-in link for you in just a second. All right, become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. All right. All right, so we dropped the call-in link for you. All right, and live chat, we have how many of you here? We have 1,300 of you here for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. We need to get to at least 500 likes. Thank you. Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much for the super chat and always supporting the channel. We appreciate it. Rita says, just dropping by for a super chat. Just got home from work in Bonn, Germany. I've never been to Bonn. And she said, I need to watch the episode first. I look so forward to this recap. Thank you, Rita. We appreciate it. Shout out to everyone watching internationally. I hope to be able to announce something very soon. Hopefully. Okay, hopefully. Ariana says, I wish I could call in. I'm working. It's okay. It's all right. Yes, we appreciate the engagement. We do. Lavender says, Jacqueline always looks mad. You're right. She kind of does always look kind of a little mad. Anyways, what the hell would I see? Elephant brain's working. You probably thought I was setting you up for something, and they're like, what happened at the premiere party, Kempire? I didn't forget. Okay. So everyone seemed to be dressed to impress at this premiere party. And Jacqueline had on like this jeans skirt thing on. It looked like she had just arrived from doing like grocery shopping. I'm like, or the club. I was like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Anyways, I give up on the Potomac ladies when it comes to style, to be honest with you. But Dr. Wendy always brings it. And Dr. Wendy at this Hatitude party brought it. I like the bob, even though her daughter didn't like the bob. I like the green outfit. I even loved her butterfly confessional, because I felt like she was taking a risk, and I think it worked. And then when they flashed back to how Dr. Wendy used to dress and look from her first season, I was like, there's been definitely an upgrade in all kinds of ways. Okay. I know what you're thinking. She needs to upgrade that storyline. Okay, fine. Look, fine. All right, so we have Mia arriving. So Giselle wants to work on her relationship with Wendy. So we'll see where that comes. And she says part of the reason why she wants to do that, this is her storyline. This is her storyline in regards to, look, I had to think about it. In regards to her father passing away. Her father passed away, and as you know from last season. So she says, she has a different perspective on life. Okay. Fine. Actions speak louder than words. Look, actions speak louder than words. We shall see exactly if it's believable. Because Dr. Wendy did talk about it on Entertainment Tonight. Asata, hey Asata. Asata says, Dr. Wendy should be careful being friends with Giselle and Ashley. Giselle will wait until she gets more evidence on you before she stabs you in your back. What do you think, Kempire? Literally, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I think. She's not to be trusted. But again, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. All right, let me move on into this party. So we get to meet a little bit more about Jassy. We find out Jassy is dating a Kansas City football player. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, we didn't get to learn too much about her besides a little bit of that. She's friends. She's coming through Mia. Apparently she's friends with Mia. But Mia brings up, before Karen even arrives, all right, well, sidebar, I didn't know that Dr. Wendy Acefo was a, what you call it? Oh, what did Wendy say on Entertainment Tonight? Dr. Wendy Acefo basically said that you'll be surprised at who initiated the conversation in regards to her and Giselle. I think it's Giselle. Okay. But back to Mia and her new friend Jassy. Dr. Wendy apparently is a Swiftie because Taylor Swift is dating a Kansas City football player too, and she says that she has met Taylor Swift. Fine, all right. So then, before Karen arrives, Mia brings up the fact that Jacqueline spoke to Karen and said that Karen was drunk on the phone. Jacqueline says that Karen was tipsy, not necessarily drunk. Okay. Karen on Watch What Happens Live downplayed it, saying that she wouldn't be on the phone with a friend of. Karen, come on now. Now y'all want to play this whole friend of situation. Come on. Do you believe that Karen was tipsy on the phone? Look, rewind the tape. If you're new to Potomac, you probably don't know this, but people have called out Karen for calling them when she's tipsy or been drinking. Like, she is a dialer when she's drunk, allegedly. So apparently Jacqueline told that to Mia, and Mia decided to bring it to the show. Okay. All right. But Wendy, when this whole conversation happens, Wendy's like, I want no parts. I can appreciate that about Wendy, because everyone's like ready to talk, like, what? She did what? So Giselle is introducing all the drinks, and the non-alcoholic drink is called the Grand Dame. And of course, Karen's just like, she's forever going to be Giselle. We always say that. So we then also get to meet Stacey. Stacey arrives, and she's just letting people know a little bit about her, how she was in Philly. Now she's there. She was working for QVC. Fine. She also, apparently, Stacey knows Dr. Wendy Acefo. They were on the board of some sort of charity. I forgot what it was. So they do know of each other, but at that particular point, I think she was pregnant with her daughter, Dr. Wendy. So she talks about that. Then Giselle gives us these awkward rules for the hats and things like that. Who cares? Giselle and Ashley then bring up that they're going to be doing a GNA fusion. And then, of course, Dr. Wendy's like, a GNA fusion? What in the hell is that? It's going to be Rihanna and Lululemon. So Savage Fenty? Yeah. So she's going to be doing that. Wendy's just like, half the stuff that we saw on the runway is not even on the website. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me look. Let me go look at the website. You know we've done this before. Let me go look at the website. GNA apparel. Let's look. I mean, oh, damn. Come on. Let me bring this up for you guys. I thought at least by the season premiere that this stuff would be on the website, that they would have more. Come on. What are we doing here? Come on. Not one thing is here, y'all. Let me bring it over here so y'all can see. Nothing is on the website, y'all. Nothing is on the website. Let me just go down. Nothing is on the GNA website. This is all you can get. 6 items, but I think some of them are sold out at the bottom. Those things at the bottom are sold out. Nothing is available on. Nothing that we saw is available. Okay. I mean, and what is available, I don't want. Why I want a white pair of socks? Yes, Samara says she in by GNA. No, really? Madam, look, let me minimize it. This is all that's available. 6 things. She in by GNA. What? And I said to myself, I was like, I'm sure by the time this episode airs, more stuff will be available on the website. You can get more stuff at houseofkempire.com. Go today, okay? White pair of socks with G&A on it. Why am I going to get y'all socks? How much are those socks? $15? You can get better socks on Amazon. I'm just saying, come on. Cameron says, is Dr. Wendy still selling candles? When I was at BravoCon, she still was. So, I think so. I think so. Look. Okay. So, if you want a little something from G&A, hey, Robin. Look, regular Robin. Ashley and Giselle. Wait, hold on. Is that a sweatshirt? What is that? For $42, a G&A hoodie. See, Pure Luxury Salon says better socks at Walmart. All right, sorry. Let's move on. So the ladies do end up asking Karen about her DUI, and she's like, well, if you have any questions, you can ask me. And again, she turns this conversation about her DUI like this is going to be an opportunity for her to see who her real friends are. She was like, she wants to see who the real soldiers for her are. She doesn't want any fake B words around her. So Ashley then asks about, the timeline, like, when's your court date and things like that. And again, Karen continues to be elusive in regards to her response because she's like, it's still a court case and she can't respond to it. And everyone flashes back to when she held the press conference about Ray's finances and him owing the government and things like that. So we get nothing. We honestly, did you get any answers from the premiere episode when it comes to Karen's DUI? Besides her political answers, we got nothing. Foxy says it's worse than Sheree's stuff in regards to G&A. It really is, because at least with She by Someone Else, I have to say, I've seen it in person. I've touched it in person. It's actually pretty good quality. And the design, I like her logo. Her logo's pretty good. So she has great ideas, but so she really doesn't answer anything when the DUI comes up. All right. So then Giselle decides, because this is her event, she's hosting her hatitude party. So she wants to give out the hats to everyone, and with the hats comes a name. One person's a king, and another one's a this or that. I don't care. Okay. So Giselle, because she gives Mia the king hat, saying that she's, it's like she's a pimp. She asked the question to Mia. So have you shared Jacqueline with Ink? And then Stacey clutches her pearl. She's like, what? Because we know the story behind Jacqueline and Gordon and Mia, okay? And some other they flash back to when they had a conversation about that. But Jacqueline weighs in. She's like, you know what? Ink is really good for Mia. She's really good for Mia. And Gordon was more like a business relationship. And instead of Mia shutting that down, she's like, yeah, Mia, you have 2 kids with this man. And the ladies point this out. Karen points it out. Like, you have 2 kids with this man. How do you think your kids are going to feel that you feel that your relationship with their father, or maybe it's not the father, was a business relationship? So how do you think that makes them feel? That was so strange to me that she didn't like, okay, Jacqueline, no, it wasn't a business relationship. There definitely was love there. But no, she's like, it was a business relationship. So everyone's like, a business relationship? And then we find out how Mia has Ink and doing Gordon's drawers and folding them and bringing up to his apartment. Okay. Someone on my TikTok says, why didn't you pull up Wendy's website? Because I don't know what website to go to. I had G&A stored from the last time we looked at it. And I actually seen her products in person at BravoCon last year. I'm not a Wendy stan if you're new here. Because if Wendy's candles ain't available, we call it out too. Just saying. But I believe it is still available. But she's also not bringing it on this season of, she's also not bringing it on this season of Real Housewives of Potomac. Tyrese says that folding his drawers was weird. It was. It was. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, I'm not a Giselle fan, but I enjoyed her this first episode. The equal opportunity shade and calling out was good. We'll see if it continues. I mean, look, I agree, but I'm a strong believer in that when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Doesn't mean I'm not open to Giselle changing and growing. You know, she didn't have a major loss in her life, so that could shift things, but I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on her. My good one. Look. Tyrese, thank you so much for the super chat. Tyrese says, I used to ignore Sharice's comments about Karen, but now I'm concerned that she may have a serious drinking problem. I hope the best for Karen. We all do. I'm not here to make that judgment because, again, I am not an expert when it comes to people's drinking. We've talked about that with Shannon Bedore. But if you're drinking and driving, I hope the government or the courts force you to deal with whatever problem you might have. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole says, people, let's just stick to Fashion Nova. You know what, Nicole? Thank you so much for the super chat. All right. Let me go back down. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And again, if you want to go get some G&A, go get some G&A. Exactly. Asada says Kempire is his only fan. Exactly. Gigi says, Mia be lying, per usual. Okay, so it immediately turns on Mia in this episode because then Karen calls out and then Giselle calls out Mia for the way that this whole situation played out when it comes to Gordon. And then we see Wendy defend Mia. Were you surprised by Wendy defending Mia? I wasn't surprised because I kind of agree with Wendy because no parent, no mother specifically, wants to be called out, especially in front of a group of people or on camera, about how they mother. Because that's exactly what Karen and Giselle point out. Because, you know, Karen likes Gordon. And she says, the fact that the kids saw you in bed with another man, Gordon brought that out. Giselle says that Mia didn't protect her kids from everything that was playing out by mixing the whole Gordon and Ink situation. For me, that comment felt a little oh, like that's harsh. But is it true? I mean, I don't think that Giselle was necessarily lying. But as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine someone questioning your mothering would be kind of hurtful. So I didn't mind the fact that Wendy was like, come on, guys, let's not question someone's mothering. Just saying. So Mia gets really upset. And maybe because of what Wendy said, it also triggered Mia even more. Like, oh, like they're really questioning my mothering. And she gets it from the table and she goes into the bathroom. Jassy and Jacqueline go after her. What did you think? We can question her mothering because we're minding our business over here, recapping a show where they brought it up. Mr. Melanin Magic says, right message, wrong messenger. I don't know if that would have landed well from anyone. Kamo says, how many hours of sleep did you get this weekend? I tried to sleep in today. I definitely needed to sleep in because I didn't get much sleep on, what was it, Saturday? So I definitely last night tried to get some sleep. I even went to bed a little early. All right. All right. I think we have some callers. Let me pull up my call-in link. Oh, wait, did I not drop the call-in link? Oops. Hold on, y'all. Let me drop the call-in link for the Team Kempire members as well. All right. All right. So if you're a member of the channel, I've dropped the call-in link for you guys as well in the community tab. Live chat, we hit over 500 likes, so I'm going to drop the call-in link for you guys next. Again, we are just talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you want to talk about something else, we're not going to go there. We're going to stay on course, okay? We're going to stay on course in regards to what we're talking about today, and that is the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, so I gave our members, you have, again, the call-in link is available on the community tab. All right. Let me say thank you. We had another super chat black girl named Austin. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, Austin. She says, we are now going to refer to RHOP as Love and Hip Hop Potomac because Mia got her baby daddies on the show. Woo, child the ghetto. I never thought about it that way. Well, we shall see. I'm sure the paternity test. Are we going to do a paternity test at the reunion like they did on Carlos's show? Don't do that. That's ghetto. Are we doing a paternity test? I did see Karamo, because I think Karamo wants to be the new Maury. He was in the comment section of one of the blogs, well, his show was, and saying that come on the show and do a paternity test. Lord. Look, Lord. Random says, Mia is full of it. What will the narrative be when her and Ink start to have issues? Make it make sense. Shan, thank you so much for the super chat. Hold on. Shan says, in the words of Lauren Palmer, the story has the story has run stale. Mia, G, and Ink are all in on it together, laughing out loud. I kind of get that feeling on some level because the way that they've played this out, I'm just like, y'all all are okay with this? The only people I feel bad in this situation really are the children because some of the things that have been said and shared in regards to Mia's storyline, if the kids see this on television or hear about this or other kids see or hear about this, I feel for them. I feel for them. Oh, Nikki says they could do the paternity test without G. This is all for TV. That part. Because if we want to really find out if Ink is the father, all you need is Ink and Jeremiah. Lord. Hey, Ronnie. Ronnie says, Mia needs to respect her kids. Imagine her kids' friends bullying them in school about everything she's discussing on the show. That's the thing. And I think that was part of what the rest of the group were trying to say to Mia in this moment. Could their tact been better? Definitely. Especially when you tell a mother that she wasn't protecting her children. I don't know. I don't like the fact that it was said, but is it a lie? Not really. Look, not really. All right. We have some people backstage that want to share their thoughts on the Real Housewives of Potomac. We did drop the call-in link for everyone. We're going to take a couple of callers, and then we're going to call it a wrap. I will see you guys in whatever next recap that we have. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. And we dropped 3 new podcast episodes over the weekend. So if you haven't subscribed to the Kempire podcast, head on over to your favorite podcast platform, Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We're also available on iHeartRadio. We believe we're available on Audible. Go download it today. And don't forget to give us a 5-star rating because rating a podcast matters. Okay? All right. Unless you're going to give us a 1-star. Because I know some of y'all just haters and probably even listen to the podcast and you'll give them 1 stars. We're looking at you. What's the face? All right. Let's get to some of the callers. Again, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, our sponsors, or any of our future sponsors, Google, Apple, all the things, okay? All right, we're going to bring up, and I will be setting the timer. Please respect the timer so that we can get to all of the callers, okay? All right, because we have a long line backstage. We have Vanessa backstage. We're going to bring Vanessa up first. Hold on. Vanessa, what's going on? What did you want to share in regards to the Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Oh, well, how are you? I love how clear you sound. Are you on like a mic?
No.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. It's you. It's you. It's your connection.
Oh.
Because other people, it's not like that. So I'm giving you all the credit.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, really quick, because I know you got a timer going on.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention really quick. After the episode, I watched Watch What Happens Live.
Mm-hmm.
Karen was on there. It was a mess. Something is off with the Grand Dame. I'm sorry. And I love Karen. Okay, she had a beautiful outfit on, said it was inspired by Rihanna, but they played a game and Karen did not know the name of our hopefully possible future president.
I noticed that.
It was cringy for me. I'm sorry. And no, it's not funny, but I think something mentally might be off. Maybe she is taking medications and maybe she's getting a little brain fog, but that kind of that made me feel a little cringy.
Okay.
I hope that Karen stops. She's in trouble because she had a previous DUI, and if you remember, she wasn't even supposed to be driving.
Yeah.
That's why she's in big trouble because they took her, stuff away from her, and she
Mm.
still did it. So
Mm.
that's why she's in trouble.
Oh.
I hope everything works out for Karen. She definitely has some stuff going on. Real
Yeah.
quick, I'm just going to say something about Mia. Mia deserved to be embarrassed because she's embarrassing her children. So I do not feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for Gordon. I mean, the ex-husband, because he knew what it was. It was business. So,
Oh.
and I agree with you. They're all in it together, but they're not thinking about the kids, and I
Mm.
don't like.
Mm.
Wendy is absolutely gorgeous. Love her and her absolutely fine husband. They are just stunning together.
They are.
I don't even want to mention Ashley. It's boring. Okay, so I'm gonna
Thanks, Vanessa.
thank you, Kempire. Have a good one.
You too. I don't want to mention Ashley. Ashley really had nothing else going on. I would have missed Ashley if she doesn't come back next season. Just saying. All right, we're gonna get to some more callers. Wait, there was something that I wanted to say. Look, I'm having a little brain fog. Well, that's sometimes. Oh, in regards to Karen forgetting Kamala Harris's name. At first, I took that as she didn't want to mispronounce the pronunciation of Kamala. But then maybe, look, she's a woman of a particular age. She's triple 20. So, just saying, as we all get older, by the grace of God, it could have been a little bit of that. Okay, Delon is backstage. We're going to bring Delon up next. Delon, what did you want to say about the Real Housewives of Potomac's premiere?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Not a lot. You sound very low. Why?
Oh my gosh.
Do you have your headphones in?
Yeah.
Take them off.
Okay. Bad.
Sometimes it's just the AirPods don't. They need to work on that in the next AirPods Pros. Okay.
Hear
Okay.
me now?
It's a little bit better. Go ahead.
Okay. First, Ashley, why are you here? Karen, I just feel like she just needs support right now. That's why she came with them so hard at the lunch or whatever.
Mm.
But there is a level of accountability that needs to be shown. Giselle, good eye on her. Wendy, I feel like she's trying to be like the Cynthia of the group, you know,
Mm.
trying to be reasonable with the group, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Be she can just be in whatever pack of the group is, you know, beefing. She can just be in the middle of it, the neutral party, the real neutral party, not Karen's version of neutral. I like Stacy. She's really beautiful, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And where's Kiarna?
I think that was a last minute hire.
But you know, she's a friend there.
Say it again.
She's a friend of, and Jazzy was there.
Look, I don't know what to tell you.
It was a good fresh start, though.
Okay. All right, Delon. Thank you so much for calling in.
You,
Remember, we found out that Kiarna got her flute very last minute. There was word on the street that she didn't get it. Then there was word on the street that she got it. So I think that's part of the reason why we don't see her in the first episode. Maybe next week we will see her. Speaking of seeing someone, who's coming to see me in Los Angeles on November 20th at the Bourbon Room? Go get your tickets today. The Kempire After Dark live experience will be happening in Los Angeles November 20th. All right, tickets are now available. Check out the description for more. Okay, let's get to some more callers. Toya's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Toya, what did you want to say about the Real Housewives of Potomac premiere?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I don't feel like this premiere was giving everything, you know. I will say I don't feel sorry for Mia and her situation. She chose this. This is too much, though. Like, there's messy, and then there's like, you know, this is too heavy. Her situation it's too much, and I do feel sorry for her kids. But I think she's a prime example of, unfortunately, Gordon trying to turn the wrong person into a housewife. And, you know, that's a nice way of me saying that
I know.
on this channel. And, you know, it's unfortunate that the kids have to be involved. She swore, her and Ink swore that they were not together until after she filed. But still, that was way too soon. Anyway, Miss Karen, let me tell you something. It is a beautiful thing when you are in your 50s and both of your parents live until you are in your 50s. That is
Mm.
a blessing that most people do not. So she can't keep using this as an excuse for the drinking. Okay, have a good one.
Thank you so much, Toya. Take care. All right. Thank you, BCS 2020, for letting us know. I have to say, everyone that's tried Factor Meals have said that they've enjoyed it. I've tried them. I've enjoyed it. I love I love mostly their add-ons and stuff, like their shots and stuff like that. So not like that, not that kind of shot. Like the little health shots, like the ginger root shots and stuff like that. I really enjoy those things. All right. Let's get to some more callers. Lee's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Lee, what did you want to say about the Real Housewives of Potomac premiere?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm so sick.
Sick from what?
But not too sick to be shady, okay?
Oh.
So, I did enjoy the episode. I do feel like everybody's trying to have a more positive start. And the only thing that is kind of driving me a little nuts is the pre-producing. I felt like Giselle asking like, "Oh, are you okay to drive by the crash site?" And then Stacey asking, "Oh, are we okay to drink?" And then Ashley like, "Here's the Uber car." It's like, no, guys, how about we say, Karen, what you did was wrong, and you need to speak on that. You have a fan base. You have people who actually look up to you. You're the ambassador of Surrey County. Say, hey, I made a mistake, and I'm going to make it right. Don't keep saying like insinuating that she has like a drinking problem. Actually, if you feel that way, actually tell her like, hey, I think you have a drinking problem. But everything else is just pre-produced and not okay
Yeah.
in my eyes. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to what the rest of the season is gonna look like. I think the new girls are cute. So let's see.
Okay. Thanks, Lee. Feel
All
better.
right. Thank you. Talk
Bye.
soon.
Yeah, it's not that time of the year because with the weather here in New York City, it's sort of been like hot during the day, and that like last night was like this windstorm. It was really chilly. Allergies have been kicking up. Else's allergies have been kicking up. I've been waking up like this. Anyway, you don't care. You know what she made me think of, though, in regards to her, Karen Huger being the ambassador to Surrey? I know on Watch What Happens Live, she just talked about their first, what was it, supermarket? I forget what she said, that she was there for that. So do you think they should take her away? Is she really officially the ambassador? Yes, she is. The ambassador to Surrey County. You think they should take it away? Oh, let's not give them any ideas. Let's not give them any ideas. But do you think they should? I mean, technically, if she was the sponsor of something else, they would have taken it away just based off of this charge. I will say, though, Karen did convince me during Watch What Happens Live that, okay, I can see why maybe you don't want to get into it deep because it's literally not finalized yet in regards to what her consequences will be. So, and it looks like she might be fighting it. We shall see. Bianca, thank you so much for another super chat. Bianca says, I honestly forgot about Ashley. She can go. I thought Jiz doesn't like Kiarna, so she wouldn't invite her to the party, even though it was for Karen. No, she likes Kiarna. Remember, Kiarna and Jizzy have the mutual friend, Jizzy's hairstylist. So they have a mutual friend. So they do like each other. So that wouldn't make sense. All right, let me get to some more callers, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. How many people got in the building? I know we had over 1,000. Yeah, we got over 1,300 of you here. Can we get up to 700 likes, please? And thank you. I mean, we should get to 1,000. There's quite a few of you here watching for this long. All right, Jess is backstage. We're going to bring up Jess next. Jess, what did you want to share in regards to the Real Housewives of Potomac?
So I wanted to share that. So Mia revealed last season that her child was brought to the world via IUI.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no possibility that Ink could ever be the father. So I feel like they brought this thing back so that they can just kind of use it as a storyline. And, Carlos King built her head up thinking that she's like the queen of Potomac. So now they have to like drive this whole Ink storyline in, but it's really not giving what they think it's giving. And then with Stacy, with like her mentioning that she's been separated from her husband for a year, I feel like it's actually annoying to me because I feel like it's a repetitive storyline for like these divorces and all these things like that. And it kind of feels like she left that detail out when she was like auditioning and applying for the show, for us to just now find this out on camera, and now we don't even get to see you or your husband on camera, or your husband on camera, and now we're like introduced to this like fake storyline with her best friend or whatever. And so it just kind of feels like it's inauthentic. And because I heard
Mm.
about the girl Kelly from RHOA.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. And then
Nothing.
lastly, I would just say that I just kind of feel like these housewives, they kind of use this show as a getaway plan for
Mm.
like their marriages and all that. And so that's what I kind of feel like Stacey's doing. But I do like her on the show. And I just kind of wish that she was honest about her separation prior to joining.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling in, Jess.
No problem.
Take care.
Bye.
I mean, look, I will say this in regards to Stacy's storyline, in regards to her best friend that she's been dating and not having sex with. Do you think it's just a storyline just so that she has a guy on the show? Oh, I guess we will only know until we start to see that relationship play out. I will say though, Stacey, you could do a whole lot better. That man look funny looking to me. Anyways, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I should have just kept that in my head. Okay, this is awkward. Okay, all right. Miss Brooklyn's backstage. We're gonna bring up Miss Brooklyn next. Miss Brooklyn, save us.
Hey everybody. I'm gonna keep it brief. The opening with Karen and Giselle, I actually think that that was not a Giselle thing. I think that was producer driven because they wanted to bring the storyline into the show, and they told Giselle to do that, and I think they told Giselle to do it. They told Karen they were going to do it. I think it wasn't either one of their thoughts or ideas to do it. It was producers were saying, y'all have to set this up because this is going to be part of the show. How do you want to do it? And that's how they did it.
Hmm. Okay.
The only other thing I want to talk about is this episode. I have no respect for either Gordon or Mia or Ink. You have children. You have children who are of the age that they're going to school, that their friends' parents are watching this show, and the conversations and the things that you are saying about these kids, that they are now going to go into school and hear their friends bully them, make fun of them. My mama said, your daddy's not really your daddy. It's irresponsible parenting. I'm sorry for going over
No,
it. It
keep going.
burns me. It's irresponsible parenting. It's damaging to the kids. And the fact that none of you have any consideration for what will happen to your children, it makes me cringe. And I almost like really want to look at Bravo as well and say, why would you allow this, knowing the kind of damage that are done to these children nowadays? There's the online bullying, the TikTok, like
Hmm.
the social media, all of these outlets and all of the ramifications that we see happening to these kids because of these social media things, because of this online bullying. Why would you set it up that these kids would be in a position to do that? It's abhorrent. I despise it. And like, I really look at you as a parent to say, is that money really worth that much to you over your kid's sanity?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling in, Miss Brooklyn.
Sorry.
No, no, no. It needed to be said. Someone needed to say it because I know a lot of people probably share the same passion with Miss Brooklyn Diamond in regards to it. Because in all reality, and I think that's part of why Giselle and Karen were sort of like, I think they could have said it maybe a little bit differently. Because I never like to attack anyone's parenting because everyone has a right to parent the way that they want to parent. But if you're going to bring this on a show, like there are some real world consequences to sharing this story. Yes, this is a part of your real story, but it's awkward and it's going to be tough for your kids. And like I said, I feel like there are a lot of people that share Miss Brooklyn Diamond's sentiment. All right, let's get to some more callers so I can get out of here and mind my business. You know I like to mind my business. De La Shay's back. I like the name De La Shay. What's going on, De La Shay?
Hey, Whoa.
How are
I
you?
know you always love me. I appreciate that. Anyway, down to the girls. Not Giselle turning on her fellow Rage Brigade sisters. I was so here for that school day shade. We live for it. Even though it's low hanging fruit because we really know Giselle's true colors, but this Robin chop has her clocking in as an equal opportunity shade thrower, and I'm here for it. Okay. And especially the girls turning into a 5 course meal, the way Karen ate them up and had them on mute, it was delectable. I was living for every second of it. Although we do have to acknowledge, like drunk driving in this day and age, figuratively and literally, is diabolical, and it does have very real repercussions. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to give that a chop. In regards to Karen shutting them down, I just was living for gangster Karen, gully Karen at that table, right? But in regards to her shutting her down, I don't feel like it's a lack of accountability. I look at it as words are wounds, right? Like anything that we speak, we give life to it. And she
Mm.
knows that the girlies love speaking negativity over anything. And that's just like such a big thing that it's like she's not even giving them an opportunity. And they knew she was not playing because the girls were on mute. And I love that for her. I was
Mm.
like, check that.
Okay.
Side note, well, two things. Side note, I don't understand this like standard that y'all want Mia to uphold when she doesn't even know how to spell the word standard, let alone live it. I mean, she's coming, thotting and bopping. We should not be surprised by that. And I don't understand why the girlies are acting like this is new when so many people in this cast have thrown shade to families that would hurt their children, right? Like, talking about whether it's Candace's husband saying that he's doing something nasty to her, whether it's like Handsy Eddie, like that impacts kids too, right? Like how kids would talk about, oh, your father was doing this, your mother was doing that. So this is not anything brand new. And also the other side note, Kempire, you know who sometimes you remind me of, like the same tribe. I'm sure you get this too with all of the Baldies, but you remind me of Justin Quarter on TSR Investigates. You ever seen like the Shade Room Investigates? Check that out. That's your like. I feel like somewhere down the line y'all share an ancestor. Anyway, have a good day, y'all.
Dayla
Bye.
Shay, you're a mess. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
I feel like Dayla Shay should be our girl on the street. What? Who's that? When she said thought and bopping, I said, what? But points were made. Points were definitely made. I mean, there are cringy things that happen on other housewife shows on reality television that could affect children. So I think we just had never seen it in this way. Or maybe the ownership in regards to a housewife doing it this. Toy says, yes, Justin from, I need to go look. Who y'all talking about? Y'all are a mess. All right. You know, I always wish I had a twin. Look. I don't know why. Yes, in regards to Stacey's man, Walter vibes. You know who Walter is from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Philly John asks, how's the apartment coming along? It's coming along. Still waiting on furniture. But it's coming along. It's coming along. Ariana, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariana says, we saw what happened with, wait, who? Gracel's? Oh, Garcelle's kid when she didn't do anything. Kids are not safe on Housewives. Well, the thing is, Bravo should be doing what they can, at the very least, to protect children on Housewives. I don't know what Bravo can do in the Mia of it all situation, but definitely when it came to Garcelle's children, they could have definitely done more. All right, let's get to the rest of these callers so I can go enjoy the rest of my Monday. All right. Sharon's backstage. We're going to bring Sharon up next. Hold on. Sharon, what did you want to share in regards to this?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Yeah. This weekend was Lincoln University's homecoming, and they won a game.
Oh, congrats, Lincoln.
Yeah, they haven't won a game since 2019.
Oh, not too bad. It's been a few years.
Yeah. So
Wait, they haven't won any games since 2019?
Not any game since 2019. But they won.
Yay!
Yay! I got one thing pertaining to football. Miss Jazzy.
Yes.
Miss Jazzy lied.
What?
She said her boyfriend was Darius Hall from the Kansas City Chiefs, and everybody's like, "Ooh, they just won the Super Bowl." That fool didn't start, and she was not sitting up there in the skybox with what's her name?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. She didn't meet no Taylor Swift.
Wait, what are you saying? Wait, no, Miss Sharon can't go. Timer. Miss Sharon, wait a minute. So Jassy lying? Wait, Jassy, her boyfriend went.
Jazzy be lying.
So he didn't win with them with the Super Bowl?
If you're on the team, and if you're a backup to a backup, you get a ring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he may have gotten a Super Bowl ring, but he didn't play in a game.
Oh, no, miss. No.
And he wasn't that important for her to be.
What in the Sergio from Real Housewives of Dubai is going on? So he didn't play, but he got a ring.
Yeah.
I mean, he still got a ring,
If
though.
Yeah, he got a ring. Yeah, he got a shirt. I got a shirt. If I would have been sitting on the bench, I would have got a ring too.
So he was a bench warmer.
He's a bench warmer. So do you think he was sitting up in the skybox with the Hunts and Taylor Swift?
Oh, shoot. Does she have a picture with Taylor Swift? Did she post? Can someone go check her Instagram?
Somebody need to check it because I don't believe that chick knows Taylor Swift. She didn't need her. Everybody probably, when she came on that show, people got excited that her boyfriend played for the Kansas City Chiefs. And so they started asking all kind of questions, and she lied and said yes.
I mean, you gave us a perspective, and I appreciate that. At the end,
now you know I love football, and my number one team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Because I'm in Missouri, so I should know. And not everybody that watches the Housewives watch NFL football or college football, but I do. So she probably didn't think she was going to get caught in that lie, but yeah, I clocked it. And now he doesn't even play for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's warming the bench for Dallas Cowboys because I just watched them last night.
She said he's warming the bench for the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate. This is why we rely on Miss Sharon to call in because we would have never thought about this or heard about this. But thank you.
You're very welcome. I just had to clear that up.
And congrats to Lincoln University.
Yay!
KSPN. All right, Miss Sharon, take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, Kempire.
OMG. Look, I get it. I know a lot of you are like, he still got a ring, though. They still won. He was a part of the team. But it does give you a different perspective. You're like, oh, wait a minute. So he never played on the team? Like, he wasn't a part of the win? Look, I'm not a footballista, but it definitely makes me look at the situation a little bit differently. He didn't play, and he wasn't in the skybox with Taylor and them. It's all right. It's fine, Jassy. You were very cute. Ooh. Let me bring up Danielle next. Danielle. Ooh. That was juicy.
I wasn't going to start with this, but Miss Sharon isn't lying. I have someone I need to introduce you to get more tea about that. She's not lying.
All right.
So we'll do an offline.
Should I do a speed dating in the DMV, Danielle?
I've already sent several text messages out, and people said yes.
Well, let's work on it, because I come to DMV and host. Okay.
But I only called to say this.
Oh, go ahead.
About Mia and the kids. Not disagreeing with everything that, oh, come on, give me the name for it. Brooklyn Diamond said. Not disagreeing.
Mm-hmm.
However, when my daughter was going through the interview process, we interviewed at the school, the high school, Giselle's girls' twins, out of school, the school that all the girls went to.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, that was during the big height of the whole colorism.
Mm-hmm.
I asked, how was that affecting the kids in the school? Because it's a very diverse school. They let me know that they had already had conversations and that they talked to, it wasn't a thing in the school. Not to say it wasn't a thing outside of the school, but for me, that was a conversation that needed to be had, because here in the DMV, here on YouTube and all over the Potomac world, everyone that watches, that was a big thing. So I'm saying this to say, because we know Mia's watching in the bushes, peeking through like Homer Simpson, but I hope that she has a conversation with the kids' school to say that she's on this platform, she's on this show, how are we protecting these babies? Because like everyone else said, this is very serious. Kids are very cruel unintentionally, but when they get teased and things can happen in social media as he gets older, I hope that they do find a strategy to sit down, have the hard conversations, and start the process to protect those babies.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Danielle. Thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
Bye. All right. We have Cottoman backstage. We're going to bring a Cottoman next. But before we do that, guys, we're almost at 700 likes. Thank you so much for being here for our recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. But replay crew, we want to hear your thoughts. Where are you watching from? How would you rate the premiere episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac? And what did you think of the episode? And what did you think of what everyone else had to say during our recap? So shout out to our replay crew. Shout out to our King's Guards holding us down in the live chat. Shout out to our subscribers. Shout out to those of you watching in the bushes. We see you. No, I'm playing. All right, let's bring up Cottoman next.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. I'm only gonna say one thing because honestly, I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I'll watch you, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
But one thing about this DWI or DUI with Karen is I think this is her second time getting a DWI.
Yep.
And I didn't know that. I was like, what? And so I think the issue people have is this is your second offense. Is there something wrong? Are you going to take accountability? And I mean, I'm a Karen diehard, and even I'm just kind of like, dude, take accountability because you could have easily hurt yourself and most importantly, someone else. And with the situation with Real Housewives for Orange County, I've never watched Orange County before, but people have been talking about how, I forget the woman's name, how she's somewhat
Shannon.
taken accountability. And it just doesn't seem kind of up to par to what you should be doing in some sort of way. I think they're comparing and contrasting, which I get, but that's all I really have to say.
Okay. Thank you, Cottoman, for calling in. Bye. And that's a wrap for our premiere recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac for season 9. 9 seasons of Potomac. How did you guys feel about it? How would you rate this premiere episode? And look, again, it's just a premiere. I'm going to keep watching, but if the episodes don't entertain, because I don't need it to be drama, but I love, Potomac can be really good for funny. So I can appreciate the funny from Potomac. Let me see what you guys were rating the Potomac episode. Let me see. With over 1,200 votes, it went down a little bit. 55% of you rated it between 7 and 10. I definitely think it was a solid 7. I think it was definitely a solid 7 on a scale of 10, of 1 to 10. How would you rate it? Live chat, have you told me how you would rate it? Shout out to those of you that are watching on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. And those of you watching on Facebook, and of course, the majority of you watching here on YouTube. We appreciate you guys being here. I don't think there was anything left that I wanted to say about Potomac. And if there is, we have a full season to recap and talk about. So stay tuned for that. Speaking of the recap, for those that were looking for my Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Real Housewives of Orange County recap, we did a special recap with our special guests, Lee Brooke Ashley and Taria Faison from the What Else Is Going On podcast this past Friday. It was a good kiki because we talked about everything. Real Housewives of Potomac coming up, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Beverly Hills, Dubai. We talked about OC and Salt Lake City and a mix of some other stuff, okay? So be sure to check that out. You can also hear the audio version of that and, of course, special episodes for those that wanted to hear my thoughts on the Maxwell concert. That's after our Salt Lake City recap from the previous week. So that's a podcast exclusive. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast Kempire on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. Thousands of you listen to it, and we haven't reached our 1,000 mark rating. So go give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to our King's Guards. Shout out to our subscribers. And again, shout out to those of you that haven't subscribed but have been watching. I still appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Let's have a fantastic week. I can't promise that there won't be more Diddy videos because every time there's something relevant coming out, we're not covering all the conspiracy theories and whatnot. We're covering the most pertinent things in regards to the case and new cases. So stay tuned for that. There was a lot of updates from last week, so be sure to check that out. We also posted a new video today with Diddy's mother. Janice Combs released a statement, so go check out that video. I know our mods have been posting that in the description, so go check that out. I will see you all in the next one. Shout out to everyone watching it from around the country and around the world. Who's coming to our LA show? It's going to be a good kiki. It's going to be the last U.S. show of the Kempire After Dark live tour for 2024, so you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. November 20th at the Bourbon Room in LA. Get your tickets today. More information on that and our sponsor for today, Factor Meals, will be available in the description. I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon or evening or morning. Okay. Bye, y'all.
Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, I know. I just want you to know. Something you and me, oh. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, I know. I just want you to know. Something you and me, oh. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Je bent God aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je bent God aan mijn best life.